Welcome back, everybody, to The Dagger. It is July 20th, 2025. I'm here with my amazing co-hosts, Rajan Rao and Dylan Payne. And we have a couple major subjects to discuss. We're going to begin by talking about recent NBA developments. There's three big-time NBA guards who have moved to the west coast of the U.S. and are flipping teams. And so we want to talk a bit about that. And later in the episode, we're going to spend the bulk of it talking about the NFL. It's been a while since we've discussed the NFL, but we are a football and basketball podcast. And so we want to have some fun with some betting. Obviously, none of us are bettors, but we're going to be predicting the over-under win totals for every NFL team and seeing who comes the closest. And we're going to tally up our scores. And in doing so, we're going to talk about the NFL teams and whether we would pick them to win more or less than that. It'll be fun. We're saving a future episode later for power rankings and, tiers of contenders. Same for the NBA. But we're just going to have a fun NFL discussion today. It's been a while since we've had one. So look in the description if you want to cut or if you want to skip to that part of the episode. But we're going to begin by talking about the NBA. And the last time we were here with Dylan, we began the episode talking about Damian Lillard. So I think it's only fitting we do the same, right, guys? All right, so let's begin with Dame time. Who?
Wasn't sure if we're supposed to give a sounds good or.
I wasn't very clear on the audio cue there, but all right, just shut up while I explain what happened. All right,
hey, Ramsey, by the way, we're live right now. Okay. All right.
Thanks for the notice, producer. So Dame time signed after being waived and stretched by the Bucks, as everybody knows, as we discussed in detail 2 weeks ago. Dame has signed. Hold on. All right, I'm locking in. All right, Damian Lillard. Breaking news from Shams a few days ago, has signed a 3-year. Dame was waived and stretched from the Bucks, who picked up Miles Turner.
We'll get into it. We'll flow better. Just
give
us some time to warm up.
Yeah,
man. Damian Lillard, after being waived and stretched by the Bucks, has signed a 3.
You gotta stop saying it.
Oh man.
All right, Damian.
Have you ever said Damian before? I don't think I've eever called him by his real name.
Bro is waving and stretching out this segment.
All right, let's just jump back in. So we talked about Dame with the Bucks. Bittersweet ending with his Achilles injury. And so the recent news from Shams is that he signed a 3-year, $42 million deal with a player option in the last year, 27-28, and a no-trade clause. Fascinating. So Dame kind of replaces Bradley Beal as a dude with a no-trade clause because Beal no longer has one. He's with the Clippers, and LeBron still has one too. But yeah, 3 years, $42 million to return to the Portland Trail Blazers. Obviously, where Dame spent over a decade, 9-time All-Star. Some of those were in Milwaukee, but truly a franchise legend there, beloved by every fan. Even when he had to leave, people knew that it was not on, in a bitter ending, and they left on good terms. And so, yeah, Dame probably won't play the season due to his tear with his left Achilles that happened in the Bucks first round series against the Pacers. But yeah, I guess general takes. Obviously, we knew that Dame was going to sign with a new team. So what do you guys think about Dame returning to his homeland and choosing them over, say, a more obvious contender? By the way, Shams said that Dame did have offers from contenders like mid-level exception and minimum style deals, maybe 12 million, 7 million-ish, but he took 14 million a year to go back home. So what do y'all think about it?
Well, the first thing is it's definitely clear that he's planning on retiring in Portland, right? Like that seems like
I'd have to agree with you.
There's no way that he's going to play. I mean, maybe he'll play one more year for Portland, but I mean, I can't hate to steal. This is a great guard who has given so much of the city, and now he's going to be able to be a cornerstone for the new generation Blazers, and kind of give the veteran experience. That it's better than having those veterans that are just kind of like there with like a pretty young team where there's like a few like role players that had their small, moments when they were younger. No, this is like an all-star, all NBA talent, one of the most clutch players ever, being able to help teach and kind of give his wisdom, and that's pretty cool to see. So I think it's a great move. I mean, Portland's probably very happy to have him back too.
Right, Dylan.
My first reaction was honestly a pretty generous offer from Portland. I think to give Dame 3-year contract, $14 million a year for the place that he's at right now in his career, kind of the uncertainty that looms over the player that he's going to be when he comes back. Thought it was a very generous offer from Portland, and I'm sure a lot of that had to do with the history that he's had with the city, the incredible things that he's done for the organization. And it's always heartwarming to see players go home, to see players potentially retire with the organization that really their legacy is tied to. I think in the grand scheme of things, when we remember Damian Lillard, we're not really going to remember his days playing with the Bucks with Giannis. I think that everybody's going to think of the insane Dame time game winners over Paul George, right, and against my Rockets.
Love that one.
I hate that one. But yeah, as far as the fit on the court, I mean, you get rid of Simmons, so maybe you bring him in as just a Simmons older replacement. I don't really see like a huge step back to putting Dame out there on the court if he's healthy. I think that Scoot could probably benefit from having an older guard in the room. The majority of the team can probably benefit from having an older presence in the room. They're not necessarily a team with any expectations at all for next season. They're positioned pretty well to be a bottom feeder in the NBA for potentially the next 3 to 5 years. So maybe potentially as long as this contract goes on. So I like the move. If you're gonna suck, then you might as well suck in style. And at least Dame brings that. He brings a familiarity, a pedigree that he's established with the city. So I like the move.
Absolutely. So I just want to give an overview about on what the trade originally was for Dame and how it all ended up turning out, where all the assets ended up, just to illustrate how horrendous this turned out for the Milwaukee Bucks. So in the original trade, there was a 3-teamer between the Bucks, Blazers, and Suns. That's how they got 8 and 2. But I'm just gonna ignore everybody related to the Suns. Basically, the Bucks got Damian Lillard, and the Blazers got Drew Holiday, who they later shipped out immediately to the Celtics, my Celtics, and we won a title and everything. So you can think about it this way: the Bucks got Dame, the Celtics got Drew, and the Blazers got Toumani Camara, a 2029 first-round pick from the Bucks, first-round pick swaps from the Bucks in 2028 and 30, Robert Williams, Malcolm Brogdon, the 2024 Warriors first-round pick, which turned into Bub Carrington, and the 2029 unprotected Celtics first-round pick. That's a great haul. Who they got in return for Dame, obviously, made sense at the time. The Bucks were going all in after moving on. They wanted to move on from Drew, a change in scenery. I remember thinking the Bucks should be the title favorites. That was the summer of 2023. Eventually, my Celtics ended up winning that year. But here's the final outcome, okay? The Bucks no longer have Dame. But what did they have? They have $22 million.
Miles Turner.
They have $22 million a year in dead money. They're paying Miles Turner. They got Kyle Kuzma, one of the worst depth charts I've ever seen in my life. The Celtics have Anthony Simons, as Dylan mentioned. And the Blazers somehow have Damian Lillard and Drew Holiday, both back on the team, even though Drew never suited up. They still have Toumani Camara. They still have Robert Williams. They also were able to trade the Bub Carrington pick and the 2029 pick for Denny Avdia, who's grown really well, and he's shown a lot of flashes, especially in the end of the season. We'll talk about how good the Blazers were at the end of the season, and they still have Milwaukee swaps in 2028 and 30, and the most and least favorable of the Blazers, Celtics, and Bucks pick in 2029. Just unbelievable. Also, by the way, the Wizards, if you want to involve them in this, they have Bub Carrington, they have Chris Middleton, they have Malcolm Brogdon, and some other picks. But yeah, just unbelievable. I just want to talk a bit. I just want to mention the Bucks at the end of the day kind of borrowed Dame, right? They borrowed him at the fee of their entire future, but they used him for 2 years. He ended up banged up at the end, so he's not coming back to Portland fully healthy or anything. But in those 2 seasons, this is what happened. In 2023, 2024, they went 49 and 33. They were the 3rd seed. They lost to the Pacers in the first round. In 2024, 2025, they were 48 and 34, 1 game worse. They were the 5th seed, and they lost to the Pacers in the first round. But you know what they did accomplish, gentlemen? The in-season tournament. Dame won a ring, and they won the December 2024 in-season tournament. So congrats to them. They actually beat the Thunder in the championship.
Doc Rivers, championship-winning coach.
Exactly. Darvin Ham, the missing piece, as everyone knows.
Darvin Ham.
Oh my gosh, I almost forgot about that. That just makes this all so much worse. When you look at your organization and your coaches in your room are Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham.
I'm not even trying to think about that, but yeah.
Who's? What are we gonna do now?
So contest without fouling.
What a super squad on one team in one organization. You have Kyle Kuzma, Kevin Porter Jr., Doc Rivers, Darvin Ham, and the ringleader of it all is John Horst.
Don't forget known terrorist Gary Harris.
True.
In the 3rd string. But
yeah, wear your hard hats. Bricks falling.
So I want to ask you guys, where does this tenure, Dame time tenure in Milwaukee, rank in terms of like NBA failures in recent years? Like we all look at the Nets big 3. Obviously, I don't think this was as bad as that. Do you guys think it's close? Do you see the only way the Bucks getting out of this? Do they have to trade Giannis? What's in store for them?
This is my take on the whole Nets situation. Obviously, where they are now is really bad. It didn't have to be. They were able to leverage. Granted, not for the bargain that they had or for the price that they had to pay to get those 3 stars, but they were able to leverage those 3 guys into a lot of assets. Some of which accumulated in this draft. And they decided to use every single draft pick on guards that can't shoot. This. Yeah, but not to get into that. So I would say that this is a step above the Nets disaster, but a step below the Phoenix disaster. It's somewhere in between for me.
That was exactly where I was going. Was that it's a little bit worse than what Phoenix did, but also like.
Oh, to be clear, I was saying what Phoenix did is way worse.
Oh,
I think that Phoenix is in an infinitely worse situation right now.
Really?
I think I'm with Dylan. I think I would rather have the Bucks situation than the Phoenix's.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were comparing. I don't know why I thought we'd talk about the Nets. Okay, never mind.
The Nets were not as bad as either of them because, as Dylan said, they were able to recuperate a lot, but.
Oh, I completely
the Nets
agree.
just felt really bad at the time.
The Suns are super expensive, also don't have their picks, and the best asset they have to trade left is Devin Booker, but the Bucks have Giannis. So
don't forget
what I was going to say was
Jalen Green.
No, stop.
Oh, and what's his name? The crash out that hates LeBron.
Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks. Okay, what I was going to get at was that this is not great for the Bucks, but what I was going to say was that they did something that most teams haven't done. I mean, since last time each team has won a championship, which is win a championship. And even if it wasn't necessarily with Dame, like that city has enough to be proud of for the next X amount of years that they should hit the reset button and get Giannis out of there and get as many assets as they can. And that sucks for Miles Turner because he was one injury, some dark magic off of a championship this past season. But like, if you get Giannis out of there now and you let them kind of rebuild, get some picks, because Giannis is still a top 5 player in the league, right? So you'll get great assets from him. He's young. I mean, young as in still has at least 5 or 6 great years left. God forbid an injury happens to him. So they're not in a bad spot at all. But I think you guys are talking about or maybe it was just Ramsey and I, about how like some of these owners just like mishandle these trades and these like free agency times and like what to do in these times of, different paths being shown. It could have been like avoided. I mean, Portland. I can't say Portland finessed this because Portland is still Portland. Like they're not that great, but they got so much value back in picks and players now to have Drew and Dame back on the same team together. Like, I don't know. I think it's just, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to get at. But the Bucks have enough to be. I'll leave it with this. The Bucks have enough to be proud of that hitting the reset button and getting rid of Giannis right now is not only not a bad thing, it's what they should do.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you look on the scale of Giannis's tenure with the Bucks, by no means a failure. I think if you zoom in on what happened since the 2021 season, they haven't really handled the follow-up very well at all. But after all, they did win, and that's enough to go for a long time, like you said. But yeah, Dame choosing to return to Portland, he gets to go back where his family lives, his kids. He is divorced, but he gets to see them more often, I suppose. He planned on rehabbing in Portland anyway during this next season, so now he just gets to be with the team. And also, how we talked about how the Bucks waiving and stretching the contract meant that it went from 56 and 56 over the next 2 years to 22 over the next 5 years. But
Right.
Dame actually gets all of his money like next year. He gets 56 million. The Bucks just get to like change the balance sheet a bit and like split it up over 5 years, but he still gets all of his money when he's supposed to. So he's with that plus the 14 from the Blazers, he's going to get $70 million this next season to not play a single game. That's
Wow.
to live with his family in Portland. Like, it just makes the more you think about it, the more it makes sense why he would do this,
Yeah.
I think I saw a post from Jeff on Sports on Instagram, and he was talking about how people, like fans, are just always so incessant on, go win the rings, and like they assume that the NBA players only want to win. I'm sure you saw the same post.
I think so.
Dame is aging, and he's now having an opportunity. Like, I think we forget as fans that they are people first. Like they still have families, they have their own personal lives.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
As much as they are athletes and people we watch on TV and like these famous figures, they are also genuine people who have needs and wants besides getting some hardware or whatever.
Was that a Drake? Oh, it's wants and needs.
Wants and needs.
Oh, dang it.
I'm making a change today. All right. Another thing I would mention is that the Blazers are being sold. The estate of the late Blazers owner, Paul Allen, put the team up for sale on May 13th. So there's something to be said potentially about them getting Dame back, boosting the value of the team. I'm sure they'll sell a lot more tickets. People will want to see their guy again. But yeah, let's talk quickly about like his fit, which Dylan was getting at. Clearly, once he comes back, this will be fall 2026. I don't think he's going to start, right? That team will still have Drew Holiday. But most likely, if Scoot develops the correct way, you would have Scoot and Shaden Sharp starting in the backcourt. You have Holiday, Tumani Kamara, and Dame as your next rotation of the backcourt. And obviously, Holiday and Dame are like some of the best mentors you could possibly have. But they're also very expensive. Holiday more so. He's owed 32, then 34, then 37 million. Dame, again, 14s, I think, across the board. Jeremy Grant also is on this team. That man is like, people kind of forget where he is, but he's owed 32, then 34, then 36. So yeah, if you look ahead, Dame, Drew, and Grant are owed $87 million in the 2027-28 season. That's just not where you want your money being allocated. But fortunately for the Blazers, all of their contracts end in 2028. So they have this very clear window of opportunity where they're developing their talent and getting that mentorship. So, Dylan, do you think that Dame only returned so that he could play with Young Hansen, though? That's the real question.
I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't after watching the summer league highlights? He's fun. He's really really fun. I know that on my draft like analysis review, I saw a couple people having him go in the second round, and that felt wrong to me, just because situationally he felt like this guy is going to go to a team that could really use somebody with his skill set, and he's going to do incredible things. So I could definitely see maybe it was a situation of him telling the organization, go out and get me Dame, since he's clearly the future of their franchise.
Right,
But
he runs the show.
yeah, it's a strange, like I see why they went out and got him. I think that he fits in well as a six-man, an atypical six-man, somebody to bring off the bench, provide you a spark, somebody who could be seeing starter minutes off the bench depending on how healthy he is, but obviously you can't prioritize Dame's minutes over the development of your future backcourt. So
yeah,
they've just kind of accepted the reality that they're probably not going to be very good until beyond 2028, and that's okay. Not every team is going to be. It's a huge misconception in the NBA that every single team must do everything that they can to compete for a title every single year. It's a process, not to reference the process, but it is a process, and that's what the Blazers are going through right now. That Jeremy Grant cap hit is kind of tough. I forgot he was really special there for a minute. I thought that he was going to turn into something really awesome, and he just kind of never did.
Yeah, he's bounced around quite a bit. I'm not very optimistic for him, but I agree with you. I actually was talking I was talking with Rajan about the West. I am more optimistic about the Blazers. I do like a lot of their young talent, and I think that at the end of the season we saw them in the second half go 23-18. They were a top 5 defensive team. Obviously, there's a 46 win pace. Do I think they're going to keep that up this year? No. Given how difficult the West is, it's very easy to pick 10 teams that will have a better record than them. But I think it's possible they're in a similar range as the Grizzlies and the Spurs. I prefer their situation a lot more than say the Jazz or the Suns or the Pelicans. And so, but I agree with you.
I think the Spurs might be a little bit of a stretch, though.
You think the Spurs are going to be better than them?
Oh, I think it's not even close.
Okay, yeah, you're right. No, I agree with you. I was trying to name another team.
At least you're honest.
The Spurs and Blazers might be my 9-10 seed pick when we talk about that, but
no, I got Spurs between 6 and 7.
And what else do I have here? Hey, you never know. The Thunder took 3 years to go from one of the worst teams in basketball to NBA champions. The Blazers, with the picks that they have and the young players they have and the veterans that they have, in that 2028 season, they might end up being contenders. It's too far away to tell.
Yeah. And the wisdom from both. I mean, you got wisdom on one of the best offensive players the league has seen in the last 10 years and one of the best defensive players in the league.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only imagine how good development this would be for Sharp, Kamara, Scoop. But yeah, Rajan, are you do you think that Dame will return to even half of his former self, or do you think that he's just going to have to embody an entire new persona?
I think some of that stuff will never leave. I'm sure he'll still be a great 3-point shooter, and I'm sure he'll still be. I just don't think he'll be doing as much of the crazy stuff. But
yeah,
I don't think he'll regress as much as people are saying that he will. I think he'll still, at least for the year right after the injury, I think he'll be okay. And then, I mean, he's like what, like probably 33, 34 now?
He's
Maybe
35
35?
right now.
Oh, jeez.
He's a very old dude. He'll be 38 at the very end of his contract.
So maybe that last year he'll take even more of a reserved role, but I wouldn't put it past him to have still some pretty great numbers, maybe like a mid-teens scoring.
I think that's what
You know.
I would expect too.
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends on how you use him. If Portland is expecting him to go out there and isolate for 4 quarters and, give them 25, it's just not going to happen anymore. That's the reality
And you're
of
setting
it.
him up to fail. Yeah.
Right. But situationally, if you use him more off ball, if you try and let Scoot be more ball dominant or Drew be more ball dominant, and you let Dame be a great shooter, a solid facilitator, let him come off screen sometimes, and then put him in situations where he can, I'm sure every once in a while he'll be able to put some magic together off of a screen and do something with it. You just have to use him the right way, because you can't expect him to be the Damian Lillard that he was when he was in Portland. You can't expect him to be the Damian Lillard that he was in Milwaukee. It's just not going to happen. And like Rajan said, you put him in a situation where you're setting him up to fail if that's what Blazers fans or the Blazers organization is anticipating.
Absolutely. We've seen strong recoveries from like Achilles and ACL injuries before. They're pretty uncommon, but guys like Clay, KD, even Dominique Wilkins very famously. But Dame, with the age that he is, I would also bet that he takes on a smaller role, the go-to sixth man, and that would be very exciting to watch regardless. So, Dame was already in talks for the greatest Blazer of all time when he left. And I think that after these years where he just climbs up even further in all the stats, I think it's just going to cement him even further as number one in that debate. I think up there are like Clyde Drexler and Bill Walton as well. Do you guys agree? Do you think Dame's the best Blazer of all time? Or will he be at least?
I'd say so. I mean, obviously we're biased because we're from a different generation, but
yeah,
nothing's gonna ever beat those Dame time clutch shots, man. I mean, because again, we grew up with that. Like,
yeah, we're not the best source, but
no.
Ooh, interesting. Real quick, interesting Damian Lillard fact. He just released one of the cheapest signature shoes ever produced. His newest signature shoe line. It was intentionally created to be designed with materials so that way it could be produced cheap. And his goal with that line was to make signature shoes more accessible to people. And I actually really like how they look. Solid Adidas shoe. Not really a big Adidas guy. Solid Adidas shoe. Cool mission. Thought that was very cool from Dame.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's great.
I had Dame's a while ago. I might look into that. I like Adidas. All right. Next up, we're gonna get through two more players quicker. Bradley Beal moved over to the Los Angeles Clippers from the Suns. We talked about this on a previous episode. We actually called it. The Suns looked at the Bucks' homework and copied it and changed it a little bit. They also used the waive and stretch provision this is from ESPN. Take the $99 million owed to Beal and spread it out over the next 5 years. And so that's going to be about $20 million a season again. And Beal signed a 2-year, $11 million contract with the Clippers. And I just think this is a great pickup for them. We talked about how badly the Clippers need, really their only need left was like a shot creator and facilitator in the second unit. And you have a lot of minute potential with Harden on the bench and Beal running the offense much more. Now, I want to hear your opinions on this because some people are in the camp that the starting lineup is going to have Beal as shooting guard. And that would be Harden, Beal, Kawhi, Collins, and Zubac. But I think that backcourt is kind of barbecue chicken defensively. And I think that it makes way more sense for the Clippers to start Chris Dunn next to Harden and for Beal to play way more off the bench. And then that bench of Beal, Derek Jones, Brook Lopez, Batum, and Bogdanovich is one of the best in the NBA. So do you guys agree with me?
I think that you're right that is what they should do. But unfortunately, it's not just skill sets that we're looking at. We're looking at attitudes and like player, like I guess how they act. And I'm sure Harden is happy being in a starting position, but Bradley Beal has. I don't remember the last time Bradley Beal was not only like a bench player. I don't remember the last time he wasn't a like top. I mean, I guess the Suns, he's not the number one guy, but like point being, he's always been a top scorer on every single team he's been on, and so I'm not sure that this. I feel like he would have some problems with not being a starter. I mean, I think he would expect himself to be a starter. That I think you're completely correct that Chris Dunn should start over him, and that second unit with him being the most ball dominant would be amazing. That would actually
Yeah,
be like incredible for them. But will his ego be able to do that? I don't know.
I think he
I
needs.
don't trust his ego to
I think he has to
really.
buy into the role with the
Yeah,
contract he signed.
he
That's
has no
true.
choice. Like the situation that he was in, the contract that he agreed to. I mean, granted, last season was terrible, but he's a perennial 20-point plus per game scorer, and they just paid, I mean, pennies on the dollar for him. He's not in a
Yeah.
situation to make any demands of this organization. The only thing that's changing for Bradley Beal is he's going from a golf course in Phoenix to a golf course in Los Angeles. And
Amen.
maybe sitting on the bench is what he needs to readjust himself. Maybe he could see a career renaissance as a sixth man of the year sort of guy, the offensive engine of a really really good bench unit. That I mean, the Clippers maybe aren't contenders, but they're a team that could go pretty far in the playoffs under the right
Yeah.
circumstances, if they're completely healthy. Which, that's the $1 million thing that every single team built around injury-prone superstars wishes that they could say. But
Isn't that
yeah,
true?
Hmm.
Yeah. Beal played 53 games last year and the year before, like both, so 106 total. He's had on and off injury issues, but at his best, he is still a 17 point per game scorer. That's what he had last year. Shot 49 and 38%. I think that he will fit in well. He's very good off ball, and I think that whether he's handling the ball or not with the second unit, whether he's closing games with the starting lineup, like you mentioned, Rajan, or he will have games where he starts too. I think he should mesh well as long as, again, he buys into more of that third option, second option type role. And he's surrounded by amazing defenders, Chris Dunn and Derek Jones Jr. and Kawhi Leonard, all under assistant coach Jeff Van Gundy, who's one of the best defensive coaches in the NBA. And so, yeah, I think that's very exciting. At the end of the day, what the Clippers did is they had Norman Powell, and they ended up with John Collins and Bradley Beal. And to me, that's a W. I mean, Norman Powell, he was a borderline all-star and all, but these two, I think, are more additive in total, and so I'm a fan of this a lot. But yeah, I think it's good value too. And people really hated Beal because of how much he was being paid, but with this amount of money that the Clippers actually have to pay him, I think it's totally worth it. So, any other thoughts on him?
No, 5.5 is a steal. You're right. I did not factor that in when I was talking about his attitude. He's
Right.
getting paid nothing.
Yeah. He's got to accept it. But yeah. You good, Dylan? Ready to move on?
ready.
All right. And final note, which I'm very deeply upset about, is Marcus Smart ending up on the Los Angeles Lakers. And yeah, clearly I'm not a fan of this because
Throwing up in your mouth a little bit. I can feel it.
It ruined my day. After Rajon Rondo, Isaiah Thomas, and Avery Bradley, just throw another one into the fire. Another beloved Celtics guard from my childhood ending up in a yellow Lakers jersey. It's just nasty. But anyway, for Marcus, he also got the same contract, 2 years, $11 million. He was bought out from the Wizards. He chose the Lakers over the Bucks and the Suns. It was reported from Shams. I think that's a good call. I think if you're gonna want to win a championship, that is your best bet of those three.
I think if you
Now,
want to keep your sanity, it's
yeah,
probably
facts. Now, Smart has had pretty bad injury problems in the last 3 years. Okay, he won DPOY in 2022. All Celtics fans remember that season and remember the long period of time that he was here. I have so many great memories of individual games of Marcus, just the hustle plays, the crazy. He's that prototypical guy of like, do not shoot that shot. Like, you get mad at him once you see it go up, and then he makes it, and he probably makes it like 20% of the time. But I only remember the makes, and I love that man. And Lakers fans are gonna learn to love him. I'm sure they really hated him every time we played, but in terms of Smart's injuries, he's played 54 games in the last 3 years for the Grizzlies and Wizards, 20, 19, and 15. So yeah, he's had problems with his lower body and like finger. Sorry about that. I am optimistic he'll play more. I think he should play more than half the games this season, but yeah, Marcus, again, very hit or miss. I think that he will again be a bench piece who's a ball handler when Luka and LeBron maybe aren't on the court. Yeah, Rondo won a championship with the Celtics, so who's to say that Marcus Smart can't be the next in line? What do you guys think about Smart on LA? Dylan?
I had no idea that is. Oh, I'm sorry.
Shut up, little bro.
Yo, I thought I had to pick someone. Whoever wants to go first.
You got it, Rajan.
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't realize his lower body was that bad. I mean,
it's not that funny.
It was that funny. I had to mute myself and laugh. Oh my god!
I had to hold my hand above you on the corner of the screen so I wouldn't laugh. 4 rings, by the way. All right, go ahead.
Ball.
I don't really have any actual takes other than I hope he gets a ring. I really hope he gets a ring because that's like a heartbreak for someone that, I'm sure you consider bled green, like literally, like just.
He dyed his hair green, bro. That man was the definition of it. He was our team captain.
Yeah. Just an amazing hustler. But the injury thing is weird because, okay, was he? I can't remember this because it's just been. I haven't watched a Wizards game in a while. I don't know if anyone has, but did he? Was he starting in Washington?
Pass Warriors.
League Pass Warriors. Was he starting in Washington?
I will check for you right now, but I think he did not start most of the game. I mean, it was like Jordan Poole was starting a lot of games. Jordan Poole and Bub Carrington.
The only thing I had to say is that I was thinking maybe him being in the second unit and some more limited minutes might not help with it would help in theory not have him, sustain as many injuries and be exposed just because less time playing. But if he still got those injuries and played that few games in those 3 years, it's kind of grim. And I almost wonder if he were to get injured again, do you think he'd call it quits completely?
I don't think he'd get another opportunity. I don't. If he got injured again, I don't think that he'd get an opportunity anywhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 31 years old, so in the grand scheme of things, he's not on the very old end of NBA players. Yeah, if you're curious, Rajan, over the 54 games he's played over the last few seasons, he started 27 of them, exactly half. Last season, he started 7 out of 34. So, but yeah, he played for the Wizards in the 15 games he played. He only averaged 18 minutes per game, and again, he started once in that time frame. But in those 18 minutes, he was productive. 9 points, a full steal, multiple assists. That's just the Marcus you can expect. So, Dylan?
But then we can see some cool... Oh, sorry.
Damn!
All right, I love that. We ain't doing it twice. You're cut off. I mean, I like it. You're not paying very much for him. Even at his floor, he elevates the Lakers' defense, which is potentially going to be historically bad this next season with the lineup that they've constructed. You're paying really not that much for him. If it doesn't work out, say he gets injured again, unfortunately, then it's not a super big cost to you. You didn't really risk a lot by making this signing, and you stand to gain a pretty decent amount, even if all he does is go out there and play at least above average defense. That's something that the majority of the players on the Los Angeles Lakers roster just cannot do. So, I thought it was a great signing. I'm sorry to you, Ramsey. I know that it was tough to see him kind of be the sacrifice for what eventually became the championship run, and now he's been further knocked down to banished to Los Angeles to wear purple and gold. So poor guy.
I mean, obviously it was worth it, the sacrifice, which I truly, I'm going to miss that guy forever. And I have his jersey, and I really do adore what he did for the city. But I do want him to win. If it means that the Lakers have to win, I'm not too sure about it. But obviously I would like Luka to win a title sometime soon too. And so I could see myself hating the Lakers a little less this year than I have before. But yeah, in terms of defense and everything, I think Marcus, he's less of the primary on-ball defender that he was in 2021, 2022. And now he's still a great help defender, a fantastic switcher. He loves getting in the face of a star player sometimes, drawing a flop. That's the Marcus everybody knows. And so, but when it's not LeBron or Rui or like Vando guarding some of their best players or LaRavia, you'll see Smart getting involved in a lot of that. And I think it's like LaRavia and Smart helping fill the void that was left by DFS signing with the Rockets. And so,
do we still include Braun in that conversation? There were some games where the wheels fell off.
Yeah, I mean, there was also a stint in like February and March where LeBron was playing like an all-defensive guy, and when he was fully bought in and running all around the court and switching and calling out, like. But overall, LeBron is still a plus defender. He's not who he used to be, not by any means.
Yeah.
But this next year, we had this conversation about LeBron. But obviously, LeBron has to be bought into what the Lakers are doing, and they are, at the end of the day, still contenders. So, yeah, any other thoughts, Rajan? We've interrupted you by anything else?
No, nothing else. Nothing. Nevermore.
All right. Well, that's all NBA talk. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, NFL it is.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Dagger. We just finished up a talk about the latest free agency signings and trades in the NBA. And we're now going to do a little fun game of guess the lines, guess the over-unders for the NFL. So Ramsey, Dylan, and I have all tallied up an over-under line for every single team in the league. And we're going to kind of see how close we got to FanDuel's actual spreads. And we're doing this kind of based on, strength of schedule, how we think each team's going to do in the season. Anything I'm forgetting, guys?
Vibes
Yeah.
For funds. Yeah. Like I have Seattle 17.5 or 16, almost at 17.5 wins.
Okay. 16, 17.5, whatever.
He'd still take the over on that, by the way.
Yeah.
I would take the over on that. All right. So we're going to start with the AFC East. Y'all, we can do the Bills first then. How's that sound?
Sure. How about I say mine first, then Dylan, then Rajan, and then you reveal it, Rajan.
Perfect. Sounds good.
All right. To begin, I have the Bills at 11.5.
Don't.
No one liked that.
I know it's my turn, but the way I did, I'm gonna do it true to my record, even though I don't believe that this is what actually the line should be at. This is so I'm immediately gonna lose the challenge. 14.5.
Whoa.
I had them in my picks going 15-2.
I see.
Whoa.
That's
so
how you're doing it.
If I actually, I don't want to do that because I actually want to compete and potentially win this challenge. So I'll put it at 12.5. That feels high, but at least I punished myself for having them win 15 games. So
well, I went way lower. I had them at 10.5. And I had them there because I'm just not that confident in the Bills.
Fair enough.
All right. Ramsey was right. It's 11.5.
Let's go.
For future reference, are we allowed to guess the same line?
Yes.
Okay.
Completely.
Yeah, we're just going based off our
hopefully
original.
you don't adjust your answer based on what I say or anything, but like, so by the way, for the folks at home, that means I now have a score of 0. They both have a score of 1. Whoever has the lowest score at the end wins.
It's a good way of doing it.
Also, Dylan, just curious, you said they were 15-2. That's your ideal prediction. Who do you have them losing to? Did you pick specific opponents in their schedule?
I did. I don't remember looking back at it.
Like I see they played the Ravens week 1. They played the Chiefs week 9.
I think I had them losing to the Chiefs. I had them winning the Ravens game.
They play the Eagles week 17.
Yeah, I think I had an upset in there. I think it was the Chiefs, and then there was like a random team that went in and beat them.
Probably the Patriots. I get you, man. No worries.
Well, no. Nobody's scared of the Patriots.
No. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. We'll get to them. We can actually do them now.
Works for me.
Let's do the Patriots.
Yeah, so the Patriots had the second easiest strength of schedule. And with me being high on Drake May and the progression of the defense especially, I gave them a 8.5.
I also have them at 8.5.
And so do I. Their defense is stacked now, and that offensive lineman who said you gotta be willing to die for your quarterback, that real Southern sounding
the
dude,
LSU guy.
LSU, yeah. That's right. And we can't undersell Mike Vrabel. I mean, having like a proper head coach that he knows what he's doing. Let's check the line. Wait, New England. Oh yeah, here. Okay. It is 7.5.
That's
really?
Respectable. I mean, you could expect a sophomore slump from Drake May, and I don't know. I'm higher on this team. I had them at 9 wins.
I guess I would have had them at 9 as well if I had picked the win total.
Hold on, I just double checked. Are you sure it's 7.5 on FanDuel? Yeah, yep. Click the more, show more. I feel like 8.5 might be even closer.
Oh, there's a show more.
Yeah, to me.
Wait, let me make sure the other one was right too. Then
the numbers are really close for 8.5 and 7.5, but to me, it looks like 8.5 is more accurate.
8.5 is closer. You're right. Okay, let's go. We got it right.
Huge.
All right.
Wait, I wonder what the actual then. Let me double check that I did the Bills one right then. Yeah, I did. Okay, 11.5.
Okay, just find the closest, like the 110 or 100 one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then let's do the Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins, not too exciting. They picked up Minka, so that's kind of interesting. I had them at 6.5.
Ooh, that's low. All right. I got the Dolphins at 7.5. Now that's 1 win higher, but 6.5 just feels very.
Yeah, I don't think the Dolphins are going to be like that bad.
I mean, they picked up Minka in the rare player for player trade, the Jalen Ramsey Minka trade.
Somebody else is still too. The tight end. Who's the tight end?
Really?
Yeah, there's a tight end traded too.
Oh crap. Yeah, that's fun. I mean, Minka's like still so good. Okay. I also had them.
It was Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith for Minka, and also a pick swap, but mostly just Ramsey. By the way, I've been wanting a Jalen Ramsey jersey for a while. I think that'd be sick.
That would be sick.
Okay. Anyway,
no, it would not. You do not want that trash talking. Oh my god, I hate that guy. Miami Dolphins. The over under is 6.5. Dang, Ramsey.
Wow.
Let's go.
What? This is blasphemy.
Hey, look, they play the AFC and AFC North and NFC South. Hopefully, they have a lot of wins against the NFC South teams, but they might not win a single game against those 4 AFC North teams. And I think it's fair to say they have a good shot of being the worst team in their division. I mean, I don't know, between Jets and Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think the Jets are lower, but we'll get to you. Let's go there now.
Okay, so Jets. I think I did put them lower. Yeah, I put them 5.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I have the Jets at 5.5. But
I had them at 4.5. With 3 wins. Nice.
Yeah.
That's completely fair.
Oh geez. It is 5.5. Dang, you guys are good at this. Ugh.
That's awesome.
Okay, so then now we'll do the AFC North. Let's start with the Ravens. The Ravens are interesting because like we keep seeing this thing with Lamar where he just underperforms in the playoffs, but it wasn't really him that like it's not like he played terrible. I don't know if you guys watched the Steelers Ravens game, but I watched it and he was a very, very clean game. There were like minimal mistakes made by him in the entire time. And then it's just hard to tell what happens, but it always seems to fall apart. Something in that team is not really like obviously it's not solidified enough to win any more than the divisional round, but like I'm not really able to pinpoint what it is. They have an incredible defense. I mean, like the best safety in the league, one of the best off-ball linebackers in the league. They have a great front four. Obviously, we know that the Ravens' offensive line has always been a really solid part of their scheme. And then the X factor move that they made this offseason the last offseason was getting Derrick Henry and having that running game in addition to Lamar's running and passing game. And it's hard because on paper you see this team and you're like, okay, this is a 13-win team, 14-win team, maybe even 15-win team. And yet it's hard to really count on that because they underperform in the playoffs and there's always these little like shaky moments where you're like, I don't know. So I'm curious what you guys have.
I mean, they're a Mark Andrews meltdown away from having a very different conversation about them. I think the Lamar narrative is dumb. I think that we should have gotten past that by now. I think that he's done enough in the playoffs to prove that narrative is just not really true anymore. I think maybe for a time it was true, but it's not anymore. And that narrative needs to die.
I agree with y'all. I think this is their season now more than ever. Hopefully we see them or the Bills take it from the Chiefs this year. With that being said, as high as I am on them, I kind of made the executive decision to not have that many very high over-unders because historically from what I've seen, Vegas doesn't really like putting them that high. So I put them the same as the Bills, 11.5.
That was going to be mine.
So did I.
I don't see them having any higher odds than the Bills. Usually Vegas never goes above like 12. I rarely ever see them go above 12 for teams.
That's what I was going to say. Aren't that many games in the NFL season. The Ravens will lose some bad ones, and then, they're not going to reach like a 13.5 over-under. That's just not a good bet for them.
Yeah. My record prediction was 14-3 for them.
Okay.
And that actually kind of lines up where the over-under is, because if you put that over-under any higher than that, then it's like, I mean, it's like what Ramsey just said. You're a couple fluke games and then a couple of real losses away from completely destroying that.
There's zero motivation to take the over if you're just gambling on like probability.
Are we all right?
We are all right. It is 11.5.
Yeah. All right.
We are all ball knowers.
Awesome.
Ball.
Sure, or something like that. Okay. You guys want to do Bengals or Steelers next?
I'll hit the Bengals.
Okay.
I had them at Bengals. I had them at 9.5. Feeling pretty good. They should have a winning record. I think they probably will make the playoffs this year. I don't know if y'all have them in the double digits, but that's where I had them.
I'll put them at 8.5.
I was actually a little higher on them, but I'm realizing now that was kind of an idiot decision because they let Trey Hendrickson walk. That is like one of the dumbest things you could do. He is an incredible defensive player. So I guess tagging Jamar and tagging T and signing Jamar to an extension is great. But yeah, I have them at 10.5, and I honestly think that 9.5 is the right call. And yeah, it's 9.5. Damn, I'm getting cooked. Okay, let's do our favorite hobslob of players that failed with Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, and Jalen Ramsey now. Oh,
this is the easiest over/under by far. They either go 9-8 or 10-7. It's got to be 9.5. Am I wrong?
I think it has to be 8.5.
Yeah, I was going to say 8.5.
Only because that means they can go 9-8. It's like perfect. Okay.
Well, maybe the Rodgers hype pushes them over the limit.
That's kind of where my logic was. I heard some
fair.
news about them going up after Rodgers came, so I don't know if that was 7.5 to 8.5 or 8 to 9.
I really hope. Oh my god, I really hope it's not 9.5. That would kill me.
Y'all might have me on this one.
Can you guess how many games I had the Steelers winning in the big year 2025?
9.
Yeah,
Yeah.
9-8.
All right. Well, the line was 8.5.
No one is surprised.
So
Dang,
yeah.
my perfect streak ends.
Yeah. And I think that's the first one I've gotten. No, second. I don't know if it's the first one I've gotten right, but it's pretty low.
Might as well be the team that wins the same amount of games every year.
Yeah. You can count on that. Okay, so let's talk Browns. This is also interesting because I'm not sure if you guys remember, but there was so much hype with Myles Garrett wanting to leave, and then he signed. He's going to be on that team for 6 more years.
Yeah.
He's essentially saying that he's staying ending his career in Cleveland.
Right.
This is for you. So what do you guys have it at?
I think there comes a time in a man's life where he either decides that he wants to chase greatness or he wants to make money. And Myles Garrett said, I want to make money.
It's a damn good decision, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Get yourself a statue. With that being said, 4.5.
4.5.
I'm looking like an idiot right now. I had 5.5.
I'm
Okay.
going 4 and 12.
All right. It was 5.5.
Hey.
Oh.
Let's go.
Good decision. They, according to the website Sharp, they are projected the second hardest strength of schedule. So
Yeah.
it's not going to be
Jeez.
pretty.
No. Okay, so now let's
right,
head down south.
Quick score update. I have 2. I'm in the lead, and you both are tied with 4.
Okay. All right. I'll take it. All right. So AFC South, I don't know if we can say consensus worst division of football because the NFC South exists.
I think AFC. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Let's
No
do the
disrespect.
Texans.
No disrespect.
Sorry,
Dylan.
Dylan. Yeah, Dylan. We're not talking about your team. We're talking about everybody else.
Yeah.
Be careful. Be careful who you speak on, little bro.
Okay.
Watch
Let's
your
talk
mouth.
Texans. Where are you guys at?
You know what? I'll let you start, Dylan. Give us your number and any reasoning you have.
So I had them going 11 and 6. The line prediction, because I'm a homer, and
Yeah,
and I'm a shameless homer.
Wonder why.
I'll never apologize for boosting this team. If I actually had to guess a line, I'm probably gonna say 8.5 because we have the worst offensive line probably ever constructed in the National Football League history. And we let our only good offensive lineman go to the Commanders. So I'll say a cool 8.5.
Ramsey, where are you at?
I was a bit higher, 9.5.
I was also at 9.5, and I say that because they're playing 6 games against the Jaguars, Titans, and Colts.
Yeah.
Actually, that's true.
Like they win at least 5 of those games, if not all 6.
Personally, I think that will be better than last year. Because I think that CJ went through the sophomore slump. I think that it's over now. I think that the defense is going to be really, really good this year. I don't know what we're going to do about offensive line. Like, genuinely one of the worst management offseason acquisition jobs that I've ever seen in Houston. And I lived through the Brian Hoyer. What was his name? Who was the former Denver quarterback who came to the Texans?
Oh my God!
What was his name?
Did he wear number 17? Was he
have.
there when Peyton was injured right before they won the Super Bowl?
Are you thinking of Brock Osweiler?
Brock Osweiler.
Yes, Osweiler. Oh my God!
There used to be a sandwich place in Texas, downtown Houston. They made a sandwich. It was called the Pick Six, the Brock Osweiler Pick Six. You got to pick any 6 toppings for free because he was so bad.
What a legend.
Yeah, this is like shades of like Seattle after they won, and it's just Russell Wilson getting dog slammed like every single game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I also had them. I had them at 9.5, and the line is 9.5.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. It's hard to say where to go from here. I'm gonna go descending and where I think they'll end up. So I'll go to the Colts next.
Okay. Colts, I gave them a very strong 7.5.
Okay.
I don't know if that's too high. or what y'all are thinking. But I'm an AR-15 homer, so I don't know.
He might not
Hopefully
even
he improves.
start, you know?
Yeah, that's true. They have a on the easier side of schedules. Also, this division, by the way, they're playing the two West divisions, which are both decent to strong divisions. So there's a lot of losses guaranteed there, but also wins. Look at teams like the Raiders or whatnot. But yeah, just looking at their schedule, I can pick enough wins to feel pretty good about 7.5. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah. I had them at 6 wins. I think that when he reveals the line, it's going to be 7.5. But just to stick to my schedule, I'll go 6.5.
I went 6.5 because I don't think a quarterback room between Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson is really enticing. But they're literally not having any faith in this kid, dude. I mean, like they keep finding replacements. I don't know.
I think it was the "I'm tired, I need to come out of the game" thing that just instantly got them to
That was
stop believing in
crazy,
them.
dude.
That was
That's
I
really
actually forgot
bad.
about that.
Yeah, I kind of erased that from my memory too. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think that the quarterback like personally, what I think is going to happen in their season is they're going to start slow while they try and find who their quarterback is, and then I think they'll pick up the majority of their wins on the back half of the season. But
Yeah.
1 second. I'm making sure that I was right on the other ones. I just realized I didn't hit the show more thing. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it was 7.5.
yeah, that makes sense.
And I guess the signing of Charvarius Ward is a big deal. That is a lockdown corner that really gave. I mean, I know better than anyone else because I would watch Seahawks games all year. Like watching him lock up DK and JSN was just like awful to see because he's not bigger than either of them, but his coverage and his like in a really similar like Sherman-esque way, like just like the ability of a really good corner to get in the head of a receiver and just like those guys that'll play pickup football and like let's say the quarterback is like you're going against them, right? Like let's say Ramsey, you're quarterbacking and it's me and I'm guarding Dylan, right? And Dylan we know is a great route runner in real life. If you guys haven't seen him, go check out the tape. Dylan runs a route.
There is no tape.
Dylan runs a great route. Ramsey, terrible throw. Like across the other side of the field. And then like I would like get in Dylan's face and just like go incomplete as if I was the one that made the Charvarius is like that. Like he's like the type of guy to get in your head over the stuff that he didn't even do, but it'll just get in your head and mess you up. That's the only thing that I could see that's like reason for the Colts having any hope, like defensively, is having a great lockdown corner. They're oh my god. I feel so bad for that city. Oh wait, no, I don't. They almost won the finals. Never mind.
They have Pat McAfee too.
Oh, they do have Pat McAfee.
True.
Yeah. Okay, so then let's talk Jags with our friend Travis Hunter.
Okay, the Jags, I gave them a decent oh whoa. I think this was too high. Okay, no. I don't know. I gave them 8.5. I think
What?
They have a relatively very easy schedule, and I think that Travis Hunter can immediately come in and make that kind of impact. And this is the last year I'm giving Trevor Lawrence any benefit of the doubt, but yeah, I was high. Sue me. All right, give me your pick.
You were high.
Clearly,
yeah.
Dylan, where'd you have him?
This one was tough because they do have a really easy schedule. I also have no faith in this team. I'm gonna put them at 6.5.
Oh, dude, I had really no faith in this team. I had them at 4.
I had them at like 7 or like 6 or 7. No 6, 7. Oh my gosh. That's legitimately the amount of wins.
We're all right. Good night, guys. Well, if you said you didn't have any faith in them, I really had no faith in them because I had them at 4.5.
Oh my goodness.
This is the widest range by far. Then
that's like Cleveland. That's like Cleveland Browns, New York Giants tier. You think that they're going to be really bad?
No, I don't. I do not. What are you thinking, Rajan? Is there?
I also just don't like that team anymore. Trevor Lawrence just pisses me off.
Also, new head coach. Granted, I think he's a good head coach, but usually it takes a little bit to install a system. Yeah, that clip didn't inspire me.
Also, like, I get having to move on from a coach that you haven't gotten results with, but like, from Doug Peterson, like Super Bowl underdog champ, dude. Oh my god, I voice cracked too. I can't even say it now. Duval.
Also,
So
don't
bad.
forget
So
Brian Thomas Jr. Don't forget that name.
that's true. And he is a top 5 receiver in the league. Maybe
He
top
was
10.
last year.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I don't think it's crazy to say the Jags have a chance of competing against the Texans this year. I wouldn't pick them to win the division, but I'm just saying.
No, wait, Dylan. I think I'm going to pick the Jags to beat the Texans.
He said that, not me.
Okay, well, the over-under was 7.5, so none of us got it.
Okay. But hey,
Okay.
you suffered for that one, Rajan.
Only going by how far away I was. Yeah. Oh no!
I respect it though. Stick
cost you
to
3
your
points
guns.
right there.
Yeah. Duval. I didn't do it right. Hold on a second. Let me try again. Duval.
There you go.
We need a soundboard so bad.
We do.
Duval.
Okay, stop, Ramsey.
I don't think it'll be as bad as the Urban Meyer tenure though. So at least it can't get that bad, right?
Hopefully not.
Duval.
For their sake.
Okay. All right. And the Titans with my former school's nonchalant dreadhead quarterback, Cam Ward. I have no faith in this team either. I'm not sure where you guys stand, but I have zero. He is the only thing that's good on this team. Literally the only thing that's good on this team.
I like the Titans, and I like Cam Ward. With that being said, 6.5.
Okay.
I can't wait for him to do the thing where he holds the ball like right here and does his little like shrug through the pocket. You know, nothing's ever gonna hit me, and then some 300-pound defensive lineman that runs a 4.5 40 just barrels
Myles Garrett.
Yeah, Myles Garrett goes and kills him live on television.
Yo, wrap it up, coach. Bobby Boucher gonna murder him.
Yeah. That's some high quality H2O that he'll need after getting hit by Myles Garrett. With that being said, I have him at 5.5. I had him at 5 wins. I'm sure I'm off on this one, but I expect nothing from them.
Guys, I think I'm going too low. I went 3.5.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't have any team at 3.5.
I'm just curious.
No, I had a team lower than 3.5.
When we get to the Giants,
just wait for the Giants. Just wait for the Giants.
There's no way. Nobody's taking under 2.5 wins, dude.
I forgot. I actually would take that. We'll wait till we get there. Let's check the line.
Yeah.
The over under was 5.5.
All right. And you had 3.5, Rajan? Ooh, you're
no, I had 5.5. I had 5.5, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Instant replay, coach's challenge.
I didn't hear no bell. Yeah, okay. And I get 1 point.
I'm not gonna lie. I think for the teams that really are just terrible, I went too low, and I went closer to how many wins they had last year, and not on like an over under line that'd be good. I kind of tossed that out the window. Anyways,
so you forgot
let's
what we were
talk the West. This is one of the best divisions in the NFL by far. I mean, like, the Chiefs obviously already are always going to be up there as long as Mahomes is on the field. The Chargers made great strides last year, and the Broncos have now added a slew of defensive players. I mean, to have Hufanga and PS2 in the same defense, that's crazy. Like, that's scary. So where do you guys have the Chiefs?
Chiefs. I think I probably gave them the same as the others. Yeah, I put them 11.5.
Yep, 11.5.
Dang, I had 13.5.
I think you're too
they
high
almost
on
never
the
go
peaks.
that high.
No, yeah, you're too high on the highest and too low on the lowest.
Yep,
Vegas doesn't.
11.5.
Yeah, Vegas doesn't do that.
Granted, I have them at 14 wins, but Vegas, I guarantee you, there's only one team on here that's above 11.5, and I think we'll get to them eventually.
Yeah.
Caw.
That's a Raven sound, buddy.
Oh, I don't know what sound an eagle makes.
Scream.
No, that's a misconception. That's the red-tailed hawk. The eagle
Well,
makes some
okay,
sort of other sound.
Ramsey, why don't you pull your phone out right now and look up eagle screech on TikTok?
Yeah, you know what sound it makes? Makes the sound of freedom. That's the sound that it makes.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. Do you want to do Broncos or Chargers next?
I would like to pick the Broncos. I think the Broncos are the best threat to the Chiefs. I think
I agree.
that they have a fantastic offense. Bo Nix clearly. I had no faith in that dude, but god dang, is he good? And
You were not a Bo Nix believer,
out of the draft, not at all. No,
dude.
I was completely wrong.
I've been on Bo Island since.
You got your stock in Bo Island. We're not doing this, bro.
Dude, I've been a resident on Bo Island since he transferred to Oregon.
Really?
Yeah, like
I don't think I've been.
I saw what I needed to see after Oregon. I knew that he was going to be great. I knew as soon as Sean Payton got his hands on him that he saw the same things that I did and that he was going to be incredible.
You know what? You probably own the biggest mansion on R.J. Harvey Island, don't you, Dylan?
I'm so happy to talk about the Broncos for one reason and one reason only. His name is R.J. Harvey. He's the most electrifying running back that you will ever see in the National Football League. Currently nicknamed the Quadzilla. If you guys have seen the pictures of him coming out of training camp, he has some. It's disrespectful to even call them thunder thighs. Maybe there's a level above, but I'm so excited. Like Sean, that's another guy who I see exactly how Sean Payton wants to use him out of the backfield as a pass catcher, as a change of pace back. I know that they signed who did they sign at running back also. Could you look that up? His name is escaping me right now.
McLaughlin and Audric Esteem. Are you thinking of either of those?
No.
Or someone else?
No, they just signed somebody recently. Broncos. McLaughlin is trash. Yeah, they added J.K. Dobbins. So.
Oh yeah.
So Harvey's going to be that lighter, quicker back. J.K. is going to be the guy that they handed off to on the goal line. I'm really excited about that dynamic. They have one of the best offensive lines in the entire league. I'm super high on Bo Nix. I'm sure he sophomore slumps a little bit, but they have a phenomenal core of wide receivers, and the defense is insane now, as Rajan was just hinting at. I think that the line is not at all going to be reflective of how good this team is. I think that they also have a really tough schedule. They run through some of the better matchups in the NFL. I have them at 10 wins. I could absolutely see it being way higher than that and a legitimate threat in the playoffs, but I'm going to set the line at 9.5.
I went a bit higher, 10.5.
10.5.
And because of my incredibly high Chiefs bet, I put these guys a little higher as well. I said 11.5. That is a little bit high.
Yeah.
And the line is 9.5.
All right, good pick, Dylan.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you can't. I don't know what I'm about to say. Let's just keep going.
So real quick before we move on from the Broncos, because we won't get to talk about them again until fantasy football season. I know where both of you live. Both of you will be in a very small area in Gainesville.
Okay.
And it's a very short drive away. The only person that I should be worried about picking RJ Harvey in our fantasy draft is Henry, for obvious reasons. If anybody else besides me or him gets RJ Harvey, I will show up at your door. He is mine.
Understood. You got him, man. Dibs. I'm calling dibs for you.
I'm not calling dibs for him. What are you doing, dude? We're signing our rights away. This is not good.
That is what's happening. Your rights have been signed away.
Okay, y'all hear this? We're okay. Yeah. I mean, I really can't argue with you because I have no stake in the guy. I only would take him just to piss you off.
Mm-hmm.
Bro's being a villain just to be a villain in fantasy season. I'll trade for him. I don't care.
Okay, great. I'll take Jettas and the Lions defense. Wait, no, the Lions defense sucks. Never mind. We're gonna keep going. The Chargers. Ramsey.
Yeah,
Mackin.
the Chargers are interesting. I think. I agree with y'all that they have the that they're moderately competitive. I don't think that they're better than the Broncos. I think that with McConkey, they brought in Najee Harris, if I remember correctly. Like, I don't Najee's been on my fantasy team for like 2 years, just perennially sitting on the bench, hoping that he would have a good week. I don't love the guy, but with Jim Harbaugh and everything, I think they will be competitive on the outside looking in the playoffs. I think they potentially have a really good season. They are one of the highest ceiling teams, I think, out of a lot of people I'm looking at, but they do have a schedule on the harder side. So with that being said, I put the Chargers at 8.5.
Same, 8.5.
And like the last couple, I've been 2 over because I completely overshot the Chiefs. So if we're going by ratios or differences, I'm actually right there with you guys. But no, I had them at 10.5, and that feels way too high compared to what we've been seeing. But I don't know. There's a juice there. I mean, going from 5-11, I think it was there before Harbaugh got there to a playoff. That's pretty great. That's like an amazing thing, and that city's heading in the right direction for sure. So the line is 9.5.
All right, hey, we all did the same.
Wow.
So they have the same line as the Broncos then.
You said you had 10.5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then we all did the same because we had 8.5.
Well, hey, kumbaya.
That was nice. A three-way tie, technically.
So yeah, I actually kind of understand the rationale for both of them being the same. In different ways, they're very similar, potential-wise. I feel like both of us could see them, or all three of us could see them as like a dark horse team in the AFC. Like if I think dark horse, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Agreed with you.
All right, so let's take a trip over to the NFC, and
I think you skipped a team, buddy.
Oh, how could I forget my Geno Smith Raiders?
2 words.
I don't care about this team.
2 words: Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers, must see TV. 5.5.
Bro thinks he's Chuck.
Glad you got it, buddy. Do you guys
where are you at, Dylan?
Higher or lower?
They're gonna be really bad.
That's what I thought.
They're gonna be really, really bad. I'll take 5.5 though. I'll hedge my losses.
Man, I don't even care if this is completely wrong. I said 4.5, and I stand by it. Geno Smith is so bad. He's not so bad, but he's obviously professional.
Last time all I'm saying is, a few months ago, you were happy he got a job. You said he would fit in well with the Raiders, and now you're like, screw
away from the Seahawks. Don't screw our season over.
He's probably better than Jimmy G.
Yeah, he is better than Jimmy G. Definitely not. I'm very high on Sam Darnold, so that's a separate conversation we'll get to. But I put the line at 4.5, and it is. Oh, what the hell? It's 7.5.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty did this. What?
Oh my God, it is.
Vegas is smoking crack. That's insane. I have him at 6 wins, like on the season, but that was a stretch to get them there.
Yeah, Pete, dude, if that somehow works, I might just like stop watching football. Dude, if they get,
who knows?
Well, I see that FanDuel doesn't even have the lines for 6.5 listed, and I would think that 6.5 would be closer to even. But I would just go off of what they have here. So 7.5 is the closest.
Yeah.
Under 7.5.
Frustrating.
That's a good bet. Come on. Like
we are all making accounts and we're all betting on that, right, guys?
Yeah.
Some of us have tuition to pay for, but yeah, you do you. All right. Halfway. Post AFC update. Rajan in dead last with 18. Dylan with 10. Me with 8.
Dang. I will say the NFC is my domain.
True. Okay. You can lock in if you want.
I could lock.
If you want, I can let you say your lines first. If you want to that way you can change them.
Switch it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try this again. You go first. I think I'm fine. I think I'm going to show you this comeback right now.
All right, dude. Your call. All right. Who do you want to begin with?
Let's do the NFC East, and let's start with the reigning Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, the Eagles are fantastic, dude. I have them at the highest line I gave, which was 12.5. I think you guys are
12
probably
and a half.
similar.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm actually not that high on them because they let a lot of big players walk. Josh Sweat is now a Cardinal. Darius Slay is, I don't even know where he is. I think the Giants. Um, I don't think that I mean, obviously they're a favorite to win the NFC and potentially even the Super Bowl again, but I don't think the line is that high. That's my inclination because their division is not necessarily easy. And I can't remember the strength of schedule, but I don't think it was on the easier side. I'm pretty sure it was on the harder side.
Their OC, by the way, he's now the head coach of the
Yes.
Saints too.
Kellen Moore, former
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yep.
This is my little hot take. Okay, I had him at 11 and a half. Let's see.
Okay. No, that's perfectly fair.
It is 11 and a half.
Nice.
Oh.
I had him at 13 wins on the season.
Okay. That's a very I would say that's exactly where I would have him as well. That's perfect. Yeah, okay. Let's do the Commanders. I'm also pretty high on these guys, but Ramsey, please go ahead.
Yeah, the Commanders. So you guys know that stat that like the NFC East hasn't had back-to-back division winners for like 16 years, I think.
Something ridiculous.
I think it might be 18 years at most, but like the division winner has flipped every single year, never back-to-back. With that being said, if the streak is going to continue, it has to be the Commanders, obviously. And so, knowing that, I kind of gave them a bit of credit. Like, I think the Commanders are going to be great. We saw how good they were in the playoffs, despite that loss against the Eagles. And Jaden Daniels, he's just an absolute superstar. So I gave them 10.5, double-digit little team.
Dylan, how you feeling?
So I have them at 10 wins, and I'm debating on whether or not to go over or under.
Okay.
Hey, always take the over. We can all be wrong together.
I mean, I really love them, like I do. I'm gonna take the under though, just to make it interesting, so we can have some dissent.
All right. Well, I'm also at 10 and a half. Who did they just sign that was just huge? I just forgot.
They had a lot of great acquisitions. They had Laramie Tunsil from the Texans,
right,
on the offensive line. They retained Bobby Wagner.
But still getting it done.
Yeah. Commanders.
Wait, I there was something that I actually was going to talk about, but I just forgot. They still have Scary Terry. Oh, I actually just completely forgot. I apologize to all of our listeners that are still listening right now.
I sent you the link in the chat if you want to see the recent transactions.
It was Javon Kinlaw. He's a great defensive lineman. That's what I was going to say. Yep. That kind of bolsters them. And, I mean, they literally made it to the NFC Championship. This is a team that's, primed to win. So I had them at 10.5. And the line is 9.5. Nicely done, Dylan. Nicely done.
Yeah, they re-signed Noah Brown. What else did they do? I feel like they did a couple other smaller things, re-signing.
The only thing that was a little, I mean, some people viewed it a little negatively, but I think it was a great thing to release Jonathan Allen. He's just getting old, and they free out some cap space, and it's okay. It's okay to let that happen. So, do you want to go to the Cowboys now? America's favorite team. I feel like the Cowboys are similar to the Magic in that they don't do anything in the offseason. They're super conservative with making big splashes and stuff. Besides Mr. Crash Out coming to join CeeDee Lamb offensively, which I actually think will be a pretty good tandem, So
yeah, that was an interesting move and all, but nothing about the Cowboys excites me. I'm sure I will still draft CD in the first round, and we'll enjoy watching Pickens. But yeah, I got 7.5.
So I hate the Cowboys. Obviously, just being another team in Texas, I had them at 5 wins. Zero faith in them on the season. I think that they're going to be really bad. So I'm going to set the line at 6.5 because I don't think that Vegas would ever go that low on the Cowboys to be like 5.5. So I'd say
I'm
6.5.
also in the 6.5 camp for that reason. It's hard to just picture the Cowboys and think lines going below that. That's like entering Titans territory.
I think they're going to be that bad.
I hope they are.
For Zoe's,
Cowboys,
that might kill Zoe if they
That
only
would kill
win
Zoe.
5 games.
well, the over under is 7.5. I think Ramsey's screen cheating right now. I don't trust this guy at all.
Hey man, look at the strength of schedule. The Cowboys aren't that bad. They're on the worst side, but again, this is the NFC East, and they're playing the NFC North and AFC West, who again are difficult opponents. But yeah, the Cowboys, I think, usually squeak out some 6 or 7 wins a year, and so I have some confidence in them. And 7.5, I think, is a reasonable line. Not one that I would bet on for the folks at home. Dacky boy, he's gonna take them to the promised land.
We're in shambles, dude. I cannot believe that line is 7.5. I'm actually so sad about that.
That does make me sad. I think they got a little Dallas Cowboys nod in Vegas.
Yeah, they must. Everyone's favorite. You guys are gonna kill me for this one. The Giants. I'll actually go first right now. Actually, is it more funny for me to go last? Yeah, I think so. Okay, Ramsey, how about you tell us the Giants line?
No explanation. 4.5.
4.5.
Dude, I had him at 2.5.
That
I know.
You gotta understand how this works.
I know. See, the thing is, for these more like middle of the road to higher road teams, I was intelligent about the actual lines, but for these like crapper teams, oh my god!
I had them winning 2 games, so I would bet the under on your line.
It's a great line. What can I say? No, it's not. Okay. The over under is 5.5. Dude,
wow.
I'm getting killed right
now.
Where are the 5 wins coming from?
Abdul Carter. That's it.
Yeah.
No, but like seriously, they are losing all 6 of the games against their division opponents. Who else do they play this year? I'm pulling it up right now because this is actually pissing me off.
I'll read them off. The Giants play the non-conference. They play the Chiefs.
Loss.
Chargers. Loss.
L.
Saints.
Win. Maybe. Is it at home?
No.
Loss.
Eagles.
Actually, wait. Let's say that's a win just for sake of argument. Let's say the win for sake of argument. Okay.
Sorry, Eagles is conference. At
Loss.
Broncos. Loss.
Home
game against the Niners. Loss.
Loss.
At the Bears.
Loss.
That's a maybe. Home game against the Packers. Loss. At the Lions.
Easy loss. Oh my god. They're going to get killed.
At the Patriots. Oh, that's a fun game.
Loss.
I'll take a loss.
Easy loss as well. Yep.
Yeah, I'll take it for a loss.
Hosting the Vikings. Loss. At the Raiders. Now that's a potential win.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could say that. I think Max Crosby's going to kill Justin Fields, but sure. Wait,
yeah.
Justin Fields is not on the Giants. Russell Wilson. Sorry.
Yeah.
Max and Russell Wilson have a relationship, I think, from years of, hustle and bustle, whatever. Okay.
That's it for their non-con. So non-division.
We just gave them 2 maybes, maybe 3 with the Raiders.
I could see them beating the Vikings potentially at home. That's as
and
high
realistically, they're gonna beat the Cowboys in one of their games, right? I think that's a fair enough decision. So like, you add them up enough. I mean, still, we're not even close to 5.5. We're at like 2.5. But
Wolf's the line. What did I say? What did I say?
And again, Rajan, this just doesn't make financial sense for them to offer that. So,
oh my god.
But yeah, Jackson.
I would take the under on that. I would actually take the under on that bet.
And that's why you don't sports bet, kids.
in fact, there's an option for under 2.5 on FanDuel. I'm making an account and I'm betting money on that.
What's the line on it?
Plus 550.
No. I mean, actually, you just convinced me there's some okay value, but yeah.
I just did. We have 2 wins. Oh my god!
Don't do this, kids. They could be tanking. Or they should be tanking. But who knows? The Giants could get the first pick.
Okay. Let's talk the NFC North, another one of the best divisions in football.
Cool.
The Lions are a really interesting one because a lot of people blamed their playoffs failures on their injuries, but as we were talking about a little earlier, the departure of both coordinators, especially Ben Johnson, is heartbreaking. And of course, they still have all of those great skill position players. You know, like that 1-2 punch. That's like a new thing that we've seen from them. And I don't remember seeing that anywhere else in the NFL. I mean, I'm sure like every team has a power back and a speed back. You know, that's not a new concept. But to be utilized in the way that Detroit does or did was so special. Obviously, they're still going to have that. And the coaches that are replacing their former offensive and defensive coordinators are homegrown Detroit coaches that were already position coaches. So it's not like they're losing that DNA. It's just the expertise might not be there. So I would probably have these guys be the favorites behind the Eagles to win the NFC. I think that's pretty clear.
I don't. You could convince me that the Commanders are more likely to win the NFC than the Lions. I'm not afraid to say that.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that they're losing a lot with the coaches, like you said, Ben Johnson and all. But with that being said, despite them going 15-2 last year, they do have a very difficult schedule, and so I put them still at double digits, 10.5.
So I had them at 13 wins. The line wouldn't be that high, but I'll say 11.5. I still think that they're grouped in that championship contender tier, and those teams all tend to be grouped around that range.
And I overshot a little bit. I had them at 12.5, but I don't think it's completely ridiculous to say that'd be not ridiculous for like the win total, like you said, Dylan. 13 wins makes complete sense, but the line probably closer to 10.5, 11.5. So with that being said, the line is 10.5.
Makes sense.
Great pick. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, they play. By the way, the Lions. Yeah, they have to play the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Commanders, the Eagles, and a couple more competitive teams. Do they play the Seahawks? No, they don't. Oh, you're trying to throw them in there, huh?
Yeah, nice. I was trying to throw them in there.
So it was 10.5, so I got that?
10.5. You got that. Yep. You had to say it again.
Just making sure.
Okay. So then the Vikings, I don't know why I put them at 10.5 too, because I was, this evaluation thing. No, only because I had the Lions at 12.5. I think the Vikings proportionally should be at 8.5 now. That's my
yeah, process. You can change your guess. 8.5, that's your submission?
Sure. Thanks. Hey, that's really nice of you.
I think it's fine if you're learning that your strategy wasn't working and you want to say your number first. Yeah. My number was 8.5 though. I had written that, so sorry. Dylan?
I have them at 8 wins, so I'll just go with 8.5. Well, I'll tie on this one.
All right. Vikings. It is 8.5, but the 10.5 is not that far off. The over for 8.5 is -145, and the under is +125. The over for 10.5 is +180, and the under for 10.5 is -220. So not completely out of the realm. So I guess Vegas puts a lot of faith in JJ McCarthy, which I mean, you don't think so?
I heard like really bad things from his practices.
Oh boy!
Doesn't he also get injured?
I
don't remember him being an injury prone.
Well, he didn't play because of the injury, but I don't know how he's been since.
Yeah,
in terms of his injuries.
The torn meniscus, so he's still coming back from that. But I heard like even before the torn meniscus, I was hearing really, really bad things about JJ, and like he was always going to be a project. Like, if you watched his games in college, the stuff that he did was not polished at all. Super turnover prone. He has a pretty big arm. He's clearly very athletic. His role as a playmaker, you could see the talent there. But like, not a polished NFL product. Had they put him out last year, oof, that would have been ugly.
So it was 8.5 though, Rajan?
It was 8.5.
All right, cool.
So we'll count that as a win for me. Okay, Packers next. And I'll alter my pick for this one as well. I think 7.5 is a solid 8.5. I would say 8.5 for these guys as well.
I was
I
higher than you. I had them higher than the Vikings, 9.5.
really,
I have them
Yeah.
at 8.5 because I have them at 8 wins.
I believe in Jordan Love. I really believe in Jordan Love. That's all I really have to say about that.
They better with all the money they're paying him. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're paying him a lot. Ramsey, how are you doing? It's 9.5 again.
Let's go.
How?
That was
How?
a leap that I took, where I read some opinions and some people believed that the Packers had a chance of contesting the division championship over the Lions, and so I was like, all right, I'll go a bit higher.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have too much of a good explanation on it though, but I'm glad.
That's fair.
And then the Bears. People should not be as low on these guys as I think,
Oh yeah,
the average
I was
casual.
not very low on them at all.
Yeah.
Well,
I was, but I shouldn't have been.
Okay, yeah, this actually might be kind of egregious, but I just kind of assumed that this entire division would do really well, and so I put them at 8.5.
I have them at 8 wins, so I was going to put them at 8.5.
Okay.
You guys can take my ball no card away. I put them at 5.5, and I think it was a little bit of a mindless decision of just thinking that there has to be one team that's not so great.
No, I like it because they're the Bears, and they're going to figure out a way to be the Bears eventually. Like I put way more confidence in them than I should have at 8 wins.
I also think that while Caleb Williams is great, or it will be, I'm sure he will be great. I don't think it'll happen that quickly. That was my initial, thought. But you guys were right. It's 8.5.
Okay.
Makes sense. The Bears have a bright future with Ben Johnson. I think a lot of it comes from him. I'd be interested to see the over under shift from when they signed him to right before they had.
Yeah, I have no idea. But hey, remember they still have their timeout from Thanksgiving, so they'll be able to use that.
Oh my god, I remember that.
And
That's
Holy
it's
hysterical.
Oh my god. I can't wait to watch football again. I'm just excited thinking about it. Football is so great.
It's so funny. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I want to say
That's not
we're almost to 30 days away from college, and then from there, tack on however many weeks it is until the start of the NFL season.
Yeah, the first week one is September 5th, so just 1.5 months.
There's a preseason game on July 31st, actually, Chargers Lions. So NFL will be on soon.
Actually, that's not a bad game.
It's preseason and all, but all right, yeah, 75% check in with 2 divisions left. I have 11, Dylan close behind 15, and Rajan will see if he makes a comeback 29. And it's okay. It's I mean, Rajan has some of the best explanations here, but you picked too closely to what you actually projected the record to be, and that's really how you can't play the game.
Yep.
You have to be
Just so you know, I listened to this podcast when Simmons and Sal did this, and I forgot all the over-unders. But Simmons did the exact same thing. He was wrong on so many of them because it was the win totals and not the over-unders.
I think if we went back and watched this at the end of the season, you'd probably have the best win total predictions. Like if that's what we were just purely going off of. I'm going to save mine. I wonder how I'll do with my little chaos bracket.
I have my docket all set up.
I have all of ours and all of the totals, so we can compare later. Sounds like a good idea.
That'll be a fun episode then if we go back through it.
Yeah. January episode.
Especially when
Look
the
out, folks.
Seahawks win, right, guys? Right? Okay. We're gonna skip the Seahawks for now. Let's go to the NFC South, the other consensus worst division in football. I don't know what's happening in the South of the United States, but it's not good. Let's start with the Bucks, who are the only salvageable piece, in my opinion, of this division.
Yeah, and division winners, in my opinion. So,
yeah.
With that being said, with the wins they'll get from those teams, I got 9.5.
So did I.
I have them at 9 and 8. I'm gonna say 8.5.
Okay.
You should have gone 9.5.
Just to switch it up. Is it 9.5?
It's 9.5.
Dang.
Okay.
I mean, what are the odds that the entire division has a losing record? That does happen every now and then, but I don't think the NFC South is that egregiously bad.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing with the AFC South. They're going to have to play these games 6 times. That's a lot of. I mean, I don't want to say guaranteed wins because I actually am pretty high on the Falcons, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, and the NFC South, they play the NFC West in a bunch of games, and there's some wins there, and they play the AFC East in a bunch of games, and so there's wins there. So like,
Some wins there. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. The Niners are a toss up, and we'll get to that. I have a lot to say about the Niners. The Niners are a toss up. The Rams, less of a toss up, and the Cardinals and Seattle, you have no idea what you're going to get. So, yeah. So let's do the Falcons. I'm actually a little higher on them than I think. Well, I have them at 8.5. What do you guys have them at?
I have 8.5, 9 wins on the season. I'm pretty high on the Falcons too.
Yeah, I love Penix.
What'd y'all have?
8.5, 8.5.
Okay, I guess we covered all bases. I was lower, 7.5.
Okay. God damn, Ramsey, it's 7.5. Oh,
Okay, I'm really trying to like not look sus. I really did not cheat everybody.
no, we believe you. We believe you, bro. We're just
I just want to get a couple wrong.
I don't know.
I mean, what can I say?
Oh my god.
I don't know. I think Vegas
Humble
is wrong
too
on this one.
I think Vegas is wrong as well. They're underselling the power of Jesse Bates and Penix together and Drake London. Oh, my king.
Bijan.
And Bijan. That last game of the season last year with against Carolina was a great game.
Yeah.
What do you guys have
lethal.
for? Yeah, they are seriously like powerful.
Yeah, they're one of those sleeper division winner picks too. Also, don't forget Gator legend Kyle Pitts. Why do we keep writing this man off?
on everyone's soul, I will be taking him in fantasy.
Wait, can we all do a video on National Tight Ends Day where we recreate the LeBron one and we all say like really emphasize Kyle Pitts?
TJ Hawkinson.
Just to name a few.
Tight end. Right.
The Panthers. I think I was too low on these guys. What did you guys have them?
I honestly, the Panthers were one of the hardest teams to evaluate, but I kind of put the same amount of thought as I did with the Saints. Like both of them, I was just like, they suck. Panthers, though, in terms of strength of schedule, are also on the easier side. With that being said, whatever, 5.5.
I don't think Vegas is going to be high on them. I'm high on them because, like, I had the privilege of watching several Panthers games, across the season because of my fantasy team last year. The leap that they made from the beginning of the season to the end of the season was crazy. Bryce Young, when he got benched and he got put back in, I forget which game it was that he got benched, but when he came back a different quarterback. Like, he was legitimately impressive a couple of those weeks at the end of the season. Not just impressive like, wow, he's actually a serviceable NFL starter. Impressive like, he just had one of the top 10 quarterback performances of this week. I have them, this is my craziest, like, out there hot take. I have them at 7 wins on the season.
Okay.
If I'm doing a line, I think that Ramsey's going to be right on this because I don't think that Vegas is very high on them. But I'm sticking to what I put them at, wins total wise, what I believe that they will eventually do this season, and I'm putting them at 6.5.
I had them at 5.5 as well. Only because I think Vegas is wrong. I mean, Vegas has them low, but I think you're right. I could totally see them getting 7 wins. And depending, I mean, maybe not this season, but definitely next season, they're going to be in contention for that title. So not the title, the NFC South title.
Yeah.
No, we got you, man. Don't worry.
The over under is 6.5. Dang, Dylan, nice going.
Nice, good snipe, dude.
I love it. Believe in Carolina. We got to see their NFL stadium. Pretty sick city. Awesome location for a stadium to be in. Go Panthers.
So I forgot to write down. Can y'all remind me which of you was for the Falcons was 8.5 and which was 9.5?
I was 8.5.
I was probably 9.5.
I think Dylan was also 8.5. I thought.
Was I?
Were you both 8.5? Can you check
they're
Dylan?
both.
I had 9.5 on the Bucks. I don't have my stuff written down. I just have my records predictions, and then I'm going from there. I think I was 9.5 on the Bucks. I possibly could have been 8.5 on the Falcons. Just
I
add
would
the
have guessed
points
you
to
would
me
have
though.
been.
Okay, I'm just gonna say 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah. Give Dylan the credit. Yeah. Okay. Now I messed up and I put the Saints too low again. But I do think this is going to be indicative of their record. So, I had the Saints at 3.5. I think their record's going to be closer to 4 wins, maybe 5 wins max. Where'd you guys have the over under though?
I think they have a really easy schedule, and they're a terrible team. But I didn't put them that low, or as low as the Giants or whatever. I said 5.5.
I had them at 4 wins. I think that the line is going to be 5.5 because of the schedule, but I'll put them at 4.5 just to stick to my record.
Rajan, you said what? 3.5?
3.5.
That's fair.
And it was 5.5.
Okay. Dylan, you said what?
4.5.
Okay.
All right. So now we have my personal favorite division.
Oh my.
Favorite is meaning only one team I like. The NFC West. This is always a wild card division. I remember not last year, but the year before, it was widely considered the best division in the entire NFL. Gino had his breakout. Maybe it was the year before that, but Gino had a big breakout. The Niners were looking impenetrable, and that was the season they went to the Super Bowl. The Rams had just came off that title win, and the Cardinals looked like they were starting to make some moves. Having Trey McBride. They still have Budda Baker. They still have they had Chandler Jones at the time. Just a great division. Now I'm not so sure. Seriously, like Seattle Sam Darnold move to me was an incredibly, I don't want to say incredible. It's too big of a word for Sam Darnold. But I thought it was a good move. I thought it was the move in the right direction. Also having Jalen Milroe as like a young buck. Fun fact, him and Russell Wilson were both drafted in the 3rd round as like a backup quarterback, kind of role. I think the quarterback at the time was Steve Miller. That would be wrong. But kind of similar situation, like a veteran quarterback who is starting, and then these two really talented guys. So I'm pretty high on the Seahawks personally for win total. I'm sure they'll make it to 10 wins this year. But the over under I put for them was 8.5. So
Okay. Seahawks, I put 7.5.
I had the Seahawks winning 7 games, so I'll also go the higher end of that, 7.5, because I believe in them just a little bit more than I actually picked them to win.
I think I'm biased. I think you guys are going to be right. It is 7.5.
Okay. And you said
That's
8.5?
I said 8.5.
Yeah.
But I'll take that all day.
Nah, yeah, I got you.
So then the Niners, also a weird team. Dre Greenlaw gone, Talanoa Hufanga gone. Who else left? Oh my god, I'm blanking. They lost a lot, but they still have that core. They still have Fred Warner. They still got Nick Bosa. McCaffrey will be coming back. Jawan Jennings. Brandon Ayuk. Oh, they let Debo walk, but that's honestly a good thing.
Yeah, open up
Ayuk,
some catches for Tricky Ricky.
Yeah.
Oh, my man.
Ricky Pearsall. How could I forget?
Ayuk
Gator
had that
legend.
bad injury, so you're going to see a lot more from Ricky, especially at the beginning of the season.
And they also got to sign Purdy, so they have him under contract for a while.
Yeah.
Which is good for him. Good for him to get his flowers and his money. And they have an easy schedule, dude. Oh my god. It
tremendously easy. We didn't say this, but the NFC West gets to play both South divisions. 8 games against the 2 worst divisions in the NFL. So, the Niners. I think some people have them winning double-digit games. I'm not as high on them. I was picking between somewhere from 7.5 to 9.5. I just picked right in the middle, 8.5.
Ooh, we're gonna have a big deviation on this one. So I don't believe in the Niners, to be clear. I have them at 10 wins on the season, but as far as the schedule being easy, people are gonna convince themselves that McCaffrey is somehow gonna stay healthy. I'm gonna put them at 10.5. on the line.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm with Dylan on this one. Yeah, Vegas seems to sometimes forget the injury proneness of players, and even though McCaffrey is the best running back in the league, when he's healthy, he has to be on the field to have an impact. But Dylan and I were right. It's 10.5.
Hey, good job, guys.
Yeah, hey, am I at like 31 now or 32?
Yeah, we had to get one eventually.
Yeah. Actually, you can tell me afterwards.
I'll keep the final score when we're done.
Yeah. All right. The Rams. This is a weird one.
Yeah, Rams difficult to evaluate. I don't know between them and the Seahawks, between them and the Niners, who necessarily has a significantly stronger chance of winning the division.
You have them above the Seahawks, right?
Yeah, the Rams.
Yeah, of course,
no.
right? Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. I mean, like,
sorry, that was a mistake.
No, it's fine.
That was a mistake. They do have the really easy schedule, and I don't know. They have a Devontae, right? If I remember correctly. So
they're constructed well, man. McVay, that tree, Matthew Stafford,
it's a good lineup. Where's Cup now? I forget.
Seattle.
Yeah. Okay. You'll. That's fine.
Which I'm very excited about. I think he's going to be great next to JSN, but clearly Fandle doesn't think so. So.
Yeah. So the Rams, slightly hard schedule, but I gave them 9.5. Yeah. I wonder if I'll regret that, but yeah.
I wanted to give them 9.5 first inclination, but I have them at 8 wins on the season. They're so difficult. They're another really big boomer bust team. Kind of like the Chargers, just that California water. So I'll put them at 8.5. I'll stick to my record prediction.
I had them at 9.5. It's so hard because they win the Super Bowl and then they go like 5-11 the next year.
Yeah.
It's like, what? How did this happen? Like, I don't know.
Win the Super Bowl, drive off in a Hyundai.
I hate the Rams so much. I actually don't think it's a team that I dislike more than the Rams because there were so many years that Seattle just got beat up on. There's that really big punt return from Tavon Austin that just like they faked it on one end of the field, and I watched that game live, and that killed me. I hate the Rams. Yeah, let's see. The over under is 9.5.
Yep,
sick.
That feels right.
Nice. Yep, and our wild card Cardinals, who acquired one of the best edge rushers, Super Bowl champion Josh Sweat. Hard to say what these guys are going to be. Where do you guys have them?
They went 8-9 last year. That's a pretty strong record given the low expectations I had for them. I think Kyler, I am optimistic he's going to get better. You guys tell me if there's any more Call of Duty games dropping soon, but Trey McBride, I really like that guy too. And so I gave them a pretty optimistic 8.5.
I think that their defense is way better this year. So it was a pretty key addition. I don't know. It just feels like I've been waiting for the Cardinals to break through for a long time, and if they're ever going to do it, this year feels like a pretty good one. I had them at 9 wins, so I'll put the line at 9.5. I'll be generous towards them.
I was not generous towards them because that 8-9 record is not indicative of how most of the season went. They went on a winning spree at the end, and including knocking the Seattle out of postseason contention in the second to last game of the year, which killed me. Oh my god, that day, oh my dude, that's PTA. This happens every year. Anyways, I had them at 7.5. I think you guys have a completely valid reason for having them a little higher. The line was 8.5. So how bad was it, Ramsey?
Final scores. In third place, Rajan, 35 off the total lines.
God.
So on average, you're about a game off per team, with some more egregious ones. But live and learn. This was a very fun game and good learning experience. Second place, Dylan, score of 20, and first place, me with a score of 14. So
So
yeah,
on average,
Well
you were
done.
half a
Well
game
done.
off, Ramsey. Nice. Yeah.
I was. Thank you. That
Yeah.
was very fun. Yeah, we gotta
Yeah.
do more guessing games like that, whether they use numbers from Vegas or whatever. But
And we plan on doing another episode, as we mentioned, with the final season scores. We'll tally them up and just see how our over-unders did and where their win totals ended up. So, yeah.
absolutely. As for the NBA, I don't think it's like very difficult to do a win-loss over/under for that as well. But the win-loss numbers are out, and so maybe when we talk about our NBA season preseason expectations, we can just pick if we see any interesting ones. But
Man, we're gonna be like plus 60 by the end of that one.
yeah,
Or
no,
more.
that's way too difficult to pick a particular number. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We had a lot of fun doing this. I think this is the most fun. I love these guessing types of games, especially when like I had the Giants at 2.5 and just egregiously wrong. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, be on the lookout for another episode from us. I'm sure we're doing the power rankings for the NFL soon. We'll probably have some special guests on, so stay tuned for that.
yeah, we should do a live stream in the next month. I just want to do like a fun episode where we play more like guessing games or rankings. Just having some fun before the season's really kick in.
Possibly
So-
a in-person episode.
Oh yes,
That would be
yes.
fantastic. Look for that.
There's a span of time where we're all in the same area code for a little bit. So isn't that's funnier than saying the same town, right?
I
area
think so.
code?
The
Yeah.
people are dying laughing right now.
Oh yeah.
The viewers.
Oh yeah. All of them. All 10,000 of them. Anyways.
I also think I'll be in Gainesville for the Texas game, so we could try and maybe do something over that weekend if we wanted to grind out a
What
quick
weekend
episode.
is that?
It's pretty early in the season, possibly October. Peter versus Texas. Yeah, that's gonna be October 4th.
Sick. All right, yeah. If you sleep the night, we'll record on Sunday or something or Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you all in the next one. Take care.
And make sure to follow us everywhere.
Oh, make sure to follow us on YouTube, X, Instagram,
Sorry, dude.
Spotify, wherever you're listening. Apple Music soon. Just click the link in our link tree. Make sure to message us on Instagram if you have any thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, episode ideas. If you want to hear Ramsey talk about waving and stretching Dame Lillard, all that good stuff. So we'll see you all in the next one.